So let's chat for just a second about the difference between arts and crafts. So crafts tend to be projects where you follow a certain order of steps and then you end up with a product that you already knew what it was going to look like. So if you do a craft with, a group of 3 or 4 or 30 kids, that progression kind of looks the same for all of the kids. I have lots of crafts on my site, things that start with templates or printables, and kids can embellish on those and change them and make them their own. I am not an art snob. I don't have anything against crafts. I think crafts can be fantastic for a number of purposes. They're really good for working on fine motor skills, getting kids cutting and drawing and coloring. Nothing wrong with that. I think they're great for building confidence, for showing kids, look what you can make. I think they're really great for a number of purposes, but I also think in addition to those craft experiences, which tend to be a little easier to give our kids because there's a more of a formula to follow. I think in addition to those craft experiences, it's really important that your kids get fine art experiences. So those can be a little trickier because I think they tend to be a little more open-ended. So the difference between a craft experience and a fine art experience, in an art experience, a true art experience, your kid makes the decisions. They decide what they use, they decide when they're done, they decide their colors. There's a lot more freedom involved in a fine art experience than there is in a craft experience. So in the Artists and the Elements, for those feature projects, I guide them through those projects in a series of videos so that they do have somewhat of a structure. It's not just an open-ended, do whatever you want kind of thing. I guide them through those, but try to encourage them all along the way, and you as the parent or the instructor, to really see that your kid is already an artist. They have these ideas and thoughts and feelings, and we want art to be able to express those things, not to make them necessarily better at following directions. I think kids have all kinds of reasons to learn to follow steps, and crafts are one of those, and other school subjects and sports. But an art experience, we want to encourage them to express themselves, and we want to encourage them that their finished product will most definitely be different than the person next to them, the person next to them, and even different than mine. So crafts tend to follow specific steps. And although I do kind of present steps in those video lessons, I really all along the way in everyone just want to encourage them that they're the artist. They decide. If they don't want theirs to look like mine, all the better. If they want to use different colors, if they want to use colors that aren't found in nature, good for them. They are the artist. The thing about working with kids, it's kind of hard to wrap your brain around how many ideas they have and how little inhibition a lot of them have to express those ideas. And that kind of goes away as we get older, and we want to just grab that excitement and inspiration that kids have and give them an outlet for it, a place to use it. So that's just my 2 cents about the difference between arts and crafts. I'm a huge believer in both of them. I think they're totally worthwhile for your kids, and you should encourage both of them, but maybe give you a little bit of insight as to the difference between a few of the lessons, the more crafty lessons that I have on my site, and then this real fine art experience that will walk your kids all the way from point A to point B of having some art vocabulary and some art history, and then some studio experience as well. So if you have any questions for me trying to figure out if this digital course is a legitimate investment or experience that your family would really benefit from, shoot me an email at jody@kitchentableclassroom. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong email. It's still early. Send me an email at kitchentableclassroom@gmail.com. I will answer your questions and see if I can make you feel like this is the right decision for your family, or it's not, and at least you have looked into it. Thank you.